My name is Farid Mahouchi from NCRI's Foreign Affairs Committee. Today, it's my privilege to have Ms. Sarvnaz Chitsaz, the NCRI's Women's Committee Chairwoman, with us to talk about the ongoing nationwide uprising in Iran. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ms. Chitsaz, and please let me go right to the questions. The world is watching that Iranian women are playing a leading role in the current protests in Iran. Can you elaborate on this? Why women? How come they are leading the protests?
Thank you for inviting me. We are facing a misogynist regime which over the past 40 years has violated the most basic rights of women, including their right to choose their attire, their clothes. Therefore, women are more motivated to fight against this regime. The role of women in protest in Iran is not a spontaneous phenomenon. It is actually rooted in the struggle of Iranian women for the past 43 years, during which tens of thousands of women have been imprisoned, tortured, and even executed. The number of women executed for their political beliefs in Iran is mostly for being affiliated with the MEK, PMOI, is unprecedented in modern times. Their sacrifices are an inseparable part of Iran's contemporary history and embedded in the conscience of the Iranian people. In addition, women have been playing a key role in the Iranian resistance at all levels. 56% of the NCRI members, National Council of Resistance of Iran members, are women. The NCRI president-elect is a woman. The People's Mujahedin Secretary General is a woman. And for many years, women have been leading the organization.
What are the demands of the Iranian women? Is it purely a demand for gender equality, including the right to choose their attire?
The Iranian women certainly demand gender equality in all aspects, including the right to choose their attire and their social life, and more important, equality in law, in economic and political opportunities. However, they know that so long as this fundamentalist regime is in power, they will not achieve their goals. Therefore, their prime objective is to overthrow regime, and nothing short of that would be a misrepresentation of the demands of the Iranian people and a gift to the mullahs regime.
As a Muslim woman, what is your view on the right of women to freely choose their attire?
I strongly believe in freedom of choice for women to decide about their social life, their attire, their field of study and careers. And in my view, true democracy is to respect the views of others and defend their rights. What the mullahs are doing is against Islam and is insult to the true believer and the true Muslim. Dictators want to impose their views on the people. The father of the deposed Shah tried to force women to remove their hijab, and the mullahs regime tried to make wearing it compulsory. So I think both are wrong. Women must be free to choose and not being told what to do. In 1979, when Khomeini started to force women to wear the veil, the People's Mujahedin supporters, who were Muslim themselves and wore headscarves, were lined up in the first rows of the demonstration against the compulsory veiling. We believe that Iranian women must be free to choose and do whatever they believe in and what they want to wear and how to want to live. In short, we reject compulsory veil, compulsory religion, and compulsory government.
There are reports of a number of teenagers, including young girls, having been arrested or even killed. The Iranian regime has denied this. What is the truth?
Killing teenagers is not new for the mullahs regime. They have done it many times, especially in the mid-90s, as they tried to crash the resistance movement. We have identified, in this uprising, we have identified at least 26 teenagers, girls and boys who have been killed by the regime during the recent uprising. One example is the 15 years old Asra Panahi from Ardabil. She was beaten to death by plainclothes, the plainclothes agents, because she had refused to participate in propaganda ceremony for Khamenei. The regime falsely claimed, as usual, that she had committed suicide. There are currently many juveniles in prisons around the country. The clerical regime is terrified by the active participation of students in the nationwide uprising, and for this reason violates all international laws and conventions regarding the rights of children and the juvenile. The UN and international community must act immediately to compel the Iranian regime to release all of them.
And what is the NCRI plan on women?
The National Council of Resistance ratified the plans for the freedoms of the Iranian women 35 years ago, which guarantees the full equal rights for women in every aspect of their life. For us, women's equal rights are not limited to their attire, but encompass all fundamental rights, especially the rights for full participation in a political leadership and equality in the economic areas. Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, the National Council of Resistance President-elect, declared that all written or unwritten laws on controlling the clothing or behavior of the woman under the pretext of a malveiling, which have violated Iranian women's right to freedom and security, will have no place in tomorrow's Iran. In particular, she has said that the mullah's Sharia law will be abolished in the future Iran, and all discriminatory laws will be repealed after the overthrow of this regime.
Thank you very much for your time and your enlightening remarks.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.